If you are here, listening to these words right now, it is not a coincidence. Something greater has led you here. There is a force beyond your understanding, moving in ways you cannot yet see. You have felt it, haven't you? That deep pull inside of you, that unshakable knowing that you are different, that your life has been leading up to something greater. Your path has never been easy. There have been moments when you have questioned everything, when the weight of the world has tried to crush your spirit. You have felt unseen, misunderstood, as if you were walking through a world that never truly recognized your worth. But deep down, even in your darkest moments, there was a whisper, a voice telling you to keep going, to hold on, to trust that everything was happening for a reason. And now, here you are, standing at the threshold of something unimaginable. You are not like the rest. You were never meant to fit into the mold that society has placed upon you. The struggles, the rejection, the pain, it was all preparation. Everything you have endured has led you to this exact moment, to this realization that you are being called to something beyond the ordinary. The question is, are you ready to listen? The world has tried to convince you otherwise, to drown out that inner voice, to make you believe that you are just another person living just another life. But you have always known better. There is something stirring within you, something awakening. It is time to embrace it. The universe does not make mistakes, and it certainly did not make one when it chose you. You have been given this moment as confirmation, a sign that everything you have felt was real. You are here for a reason. The very fabric of reality has shifted to align with this moment, bringing you here to hear these words. You are at the edge of transformation, on the verge of stepping into something that will change everything. The old world, the old limitations, the old doubts, they do not belong to you anymore. You are stepping into something greater, something beyond what you ever thought possible. But here is the truth. Not everyone will be able to take this step. Many will hear the call and turn away. They will choose comfort over purpose, fear over destiny. But you are different. You have always been different. That is why you are here. That is why this message is reaching you now. The universe does not waste its energy on those who are not ready. You have been chosen to hear this, and now it is up to you to decide what happens next. This moment is sacred. You are standing on the threshold of something that will define the rest of your life. There is no more time to wait, no more time to hesitate. The world as you know it is changing, and you have a choice. Will you step into your calling, or will you let the moment pass you by? Breathe. Feel the shift happening inside of you. The energy, the awakening, the undeniable truth that something within you is rising. You have been preparing for this your entire life. Now, the universe is giving you one final confirmation. It is time. The door is open, but only you can walk through it. Everything you have ever wanted, everything you have ever dreamed of, is on the other side of this decision. The universe has already decided. You are chosen. The only question is, will you accept your destiny? You already know the answer. You always have. You have felt the weight of the world pressing down on you, holding you in a cycle of limitations that you were never meant to be confined to. The voices of doubt, the endless waiting, the hesitation, they have kept you from stepping into the life that has been calling you all along. But that ends now. The time for questioning, for delaying, for looking for signs is over. The sign has already arrived, and it is this moment, this exact second, where you realize that everything that has held you back has only been an illusion. You were never meant to stay small, never meant to live in a state of fear. The struggle, the setbacks, the challenges, they were never there to define you. They were there to prepare you. You have been chosen to break free from everything that was placed on you. The limitations that others tried to impose, the expectations they forced upon you, the life they told you to live, it is not yours. It never was. You are here to step beyond all of it. The chains that have kept you in place are not real. They are made of fear, of conditioning, of beliefs that were never yours to begin with. You were given dreams for a reason, the visions of the life you desire, the whispering feeling deep within you that there is something more, something greater, that is not your imagination. That is the calling that has been waiting for you to answer. And now is the moment where you finally say yes. The world has tried to convince you that you are ordinary, that you must follow the same path as everyone else, that you should settle. But you were never meant to fit in. You have always been different, always seen the world through a different lens. You have always known, deep down, that there was something greater inside of you, something unexplainable, something powerful, and that power is ready to be unleashed. But to step into it, you must let go of the things that have kept you bound. The fear of failure, the opinions of others, the fear of stepping into the unknown. It is all an illusion. There is nothing holding you back except the hesitation to take that first step. The moment you do, everything shifts. Everything changes. There is a door in front of you, and on the other side is the life you have always known was meant for you. The only thing stopping you from walking through it is the decision to step forward. That decision is yours, and once you make it, you will never be the same. This is not about waiting anymore. It is about breaking free. It is about reclaiming the life that has always been meant for you. The universe has already aligned everything in your favor, but it will not force you to step forward. That is your choice. Are you ready to break free? Are you ready to step into the unknown and claim the life that has been calling you all along? This is the moment. There is no turning back. The journey has never been easy. From the moment you realized you were different, the world seemed determined to make you doubt your own light. The people around you, the system you were raised in, the expectations placed upon you, they all worked together to keep you small, to keep you questioning yourself, to make you feel like you did not belong. And maybe for a time you believed them. Maybe you tried to fit in, to silence that inner knowing, to dim your light just enough so that you would not stand out. But the truth is, you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to walk the same path as everyone else. And deep down, you always knew that. You saw the world differently, felt things more deeply, dreamed bigger than those around you. And that is exactly why they tried to make you feel like you were wrong. The world fears what it does not understand. It fears those who see beyond the illusion, those who refuse to accept the limits imposed upon them. And so, it tried to make you doubt yourself. It tried to convince you that you were not enough, that you should shrink yourself, that you should silence your voice. The mockery, the judgment, the rejection, it was all an attempt to break you, to make you forget who you truly are. You have faced battles that others will never understand. The loneliness of walking a path that no one else can see. The pain of being misunderstood, of being told you are too much or not enough at the same time. The frustration of knowing you were destined for something greater but feeling trapped in a world that seemed determined to hold you back, and yet, through it all, you endured. You carried the weight of your dreams even when no one else believed in them. You fought against the doubt, the fear, the endless noise of a world that wanted you to conform. And even in the moments when you questioned yourself, when you wondered if maybe they were right, that inner light never went out. It flickered, it dimmed, but it never disappeared. Because the truth is, you were born with something inside of you that cannot be extinguished. The struggles you have faced were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to shape you, to test you, to make you strong enough to carry the power you have been given. Every rejection, every setback, every painful moment was not a sign that you were unworthy. It was a sign that you were being prepared for something greater. The world tried to make you believe that your dreams were impossible, that your vision was foolish, that you were asking for too much. But what if the truth is the opposite? What if every struggle was actually proof that you were on the right path, that you were never meant to live an ordinary life? The people who tried to discourage you were not rejecting you. They were rejecting the idea that someone like you could rise above the limits they had accepted for themselves. Your existence is a challenge to the status quo, a reminder that it is possible to break free, and that is why they tried to keep you in place. But they failed. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still dreaming, still believing, still reaching for something greater. And that is proof that they never had any real power over you. The struggle was never about breaking you. It was about seeing if you would break yourself. If you would let the doubt, the fear, the rejection stop you. But you did not. Even in your lowest moments, you found a way to keep going. And that is what makes you unstoppable. Now, the question is not whether you are strong enough. You have already proven that. The question is, are you ready to finally step into the power that has been waiting for you all along? Are you ready to stop fighting the limitations of the past and start creating the future you have always known was meant for you? Because the moment you stop trying to fit into a world that was never built for you is the moment you realize just how powerful you truly are. The moment you stop letting the past define you is the moment you become unstoppable. The struggle was never meant to defeat you, it was meant to awaken you. And now, it is time to rise. Everything you have endured has led to this moment. The trials, the doubts, the nights spent wondering if you were truly meant for more. All of it was preparing you for the shift that is happening now. You are standing at the threshold of something greater, something beyond the limits of the world you once knew. The weight of the past is beginning to lift, and you can feel it, the subtle but undeniable pull of a higher dimension calling you forward. This shift is not just about external changes. It is not just about success, recognition, or breaking free from past struggles. It is something deeper, a transformation that starts within, a reordering of everything you once thought was real. The world you lived in before was built on illusions, rules that were never meant to serve you, expectations designed to keep you small. But now, those illusions are beginning to crumble. You see through them. You feel the truth pressing against the edges of your reality. And that truth is this: you were never meant to live an ordinary life. The world has taught you to seek security, to follow a path that is familiar, to avoid risks. But you were not chosen to follow. You were chosen to lead, to carve a path that has never been walked before. And that requires something few are willing to embrace: the courage to leave behind everything that is comfortable and step into the unknown. This is where the shift happens. In the moment you stop waiting for permission. In the moment you stop looking for signs that it is safe. In the moment you decide that you are ready, even if you do not have all the answers. Stepping into the higher dimension is not about escaping reality. It is about seeing reality for what it truly is. It is about recognizing that the life you were living before was only a fraction of what was possible. That the limitations you once accepted were never real. That the walls keeping you trapped were built in your own mind. And the moment you understand that, those walls disappear. The shift happens the instant you choose to stop seeing yourself through the lens of the past and start seeing yourself as the limitless being you were created to be. Your energy is changing. You can feel it, even if you cannot explain it. The things that once resonated with you no longer do. The conversations you once engaged in feel empty. The distractions that once occupied your mind seem meaningless. You are shedding the old version of yourself, leaving behind the parts of you that were built on fear, doubt, and insecurity. This is the process of ascension, the transition into a higher consciousness. And while it may feel uncertain, while it may come with moments of discomfort, it is leading you to something greater than you could have ever imagined. You may notice that people around you do not understand what is happening. Some may resist the change they see in you. They may try to pull you back into the world they are still trapped in. Not because they wish to harm you, but because your transformation forces them to confront their own limitations. But this shift is not about them. It is about you. You cannot wait for the world to catch up. You cannot wait for approval. This path is yours alone, and it is time to walk it without hesitation. The higher dimension you are stepping into is one of clarity, purpose, and alignment. It is a place where your dreams are no longer distant possibilities, but inevitable realities, where you no longer question whether you are worthy, but instead step fully into the truth of your power. The shift is not something that will happen someday. It is happening now. Every decision you make from this moment forward determines how fully you embrace it. Do you continue to live in the shadow of who you once were, or do you claim the power that has always been waiting for you? This is the moment when everything changes, not because the world has given you permission, but because you have given yourself permission. You no longer need validation. You no longer need confirmation. The path is already before you. The only question that remains is whether you will take the first step, because once you do, there is no going back. The old world will no longer feel like home. The old limitations will no longer apply. And the future you have always dreamed of will no longer be a dream, it will be your reality. The shift is not coming, it is here. And it is time for you to rise. Everything that once held you back no longer has a place in your life. You can feel it. The old doubts, the fears that once whispered in your ear, they are fading. The voice inside you, the one that always knew you were meant for something greater, is growing louder. This is the awakening, the moment when you finally recognize the power that has always been within you, not as an abstract idea, not as something distant, but as something real, something undeniable. You have spent too much time shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You have held back, waiting for the right time, the right sign, the right confirmation. But the truth is, there has never been anything to wait for. The only thing standing between you and the life you were meant to live was your willingness to claim it. And now you are ready. You feel it in your bones, in your spirit. This is your time. Embracing your power is not about becoming something new. It is about remembering who you have always been. The world tried to convince you that you were small, that you were powerless, that you had to follow a path that was already set for you. But that was a lie. You were never meant to follow. You were never meant to conform. You were meant to create, to lead, to change everything. And now, as the illusions of the past fade away, you can finally see it clearly. The people who doubted you, the ones who told you your dreams were impossible, they never saw what you were capable of. But now, they will. Not because you need their validation, not because you seek their approval, but because your transformation is undeniable. When you walk into a room, the energy shifts. When you speak, people listen. Because you are no longer speaking from a place of uncertainty. You are speaking from a place of knowing who you are, knowing what you are here to do, knowing that you are unstoppable. This power is not something external. It is not something given to you by the world. It is something that has always been inside you, waiting for you to wake up and claim it. And now that you have, there is no going back. You will not fit into the boxes they tried to keep you in. You will not lower your voice to make others comfortable. You will not dim your light for the sake of those who refuse to see. Because you were not made to be small. You were made to be limitless. The fear that once controlled you is no longer in charge. The opinions of others no longer dictate your decisions. The doubts that once clouded your mind no longer have power over you. You are free. Free to move. Free to create. Free to step fully into your destiny. This is the awakening, the moment when everything changes, not because the world changed, but because you did. And now, as you stand in this new reality, as you embrace the power that has always been yours, you begin to see just how limitless you truly are. The dreams you once thought were impossible now feel inevitable. The success you once thought was out of reach now feels like a certainty. Because when you move with the full force of your power, the universe moves with you. There will still be challenges. There will still be moments of doubt. But they will no longer define you. Because you know now, there is nothing that can stop you. The only limits that ever existed were the ones you believed in. And now that you no longer believe in them, they no longer exist. This is the moment you stop waiting and start creating. This is the moment you stop questioning and start knowing. This is the moment you fully step into your power. The world will try to tell you that you are too much, that you should slow down, that you should play it safe. Ignore them. They do not understand what is happening inside you. They do not understand what you are becoming, but they will, because from this moment on, everything is different. You are no longer who you were. You are who you were always meant to be, and the world will never be the same again. The moment of truth has arrived. Everything you have endured, everything you have fought for, every hardship that tried to break you, it has all led to this, the final test. The universe is not asking, it is demanding an answer. Will you step forward and claim the destiny that has always been waiting for you, or will you turn back, retreat into the comfort of what is familiar, even if it no longer serves you? This is the moment that separates those who dream from those who become. You have spent so long preparing for this, even when you did not realize it. The struggles, the pain, the rejection. It was never punishment. It was preparation. The fire you walked through was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to forge you into something stronger, something unstoppable. But now, you stand at the threshold, and only one question remains. Will you step through? You have seen the signs. You have felt the shift. The old world, the old life, it no longer fits. The people who doubted you, the spaces that could never hold your true power, the limited version of yourself that you once accepted, it is all behind you now. But stepping into the new, into the unknown, requires courage. It requires faith. Because this path, the one meant for you, will not come with guarantees. It will not be safe. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. The final test is not about proving yourself to the world. It is about proving yourself to yourself. Can you trust in your power? Can you trust in the divine timing of your life? Can you move forward even when the path is unclear? This is where so many stop. This is where so many turn back, convinced that they are not ready. But you are different. You were never meant to turn back. You were never meant to stay small. You were never meant to settle for less than the extraordinary. Look at how far you have come. The doubts that once held you in place, you have already broken free from them. The fears that once whispered in your ear, they no longer have power here. The person you used to be, the one who questioned their worth, who waited for permission to step into their greatness. That person is gone. You are something else now, something more. You are standing on the edge of your future, and all that remains is for you to take that step. There will be no more waiting for a perfect moment. There will be no more searching for signs. The truth is, the moment is now. The only thing that ever stood in your way was the illusion of fear, the illusion that you were not ready. But you have always been ready. It was never a question of if. It was always a question of when. And that when is now. This is the test. Will you take the leap? Will you step into your power without looking back? Will you trust in the divine plan for your life, even when you cannot see the full picture? Those who hesitate will miss it. Those who doubt will stay stuck. But those who move, those who say yes to the call, will find themselves in a reality beyond anything they ever imagined. And so the choice is yours. This moment, this final test, is asking you for an answer. Will you walk forward, leaving behind everything that no longer serves you? Will you claim the life that has always been meant for you? The door is open. The time is now. And the only thing left to do is step through. This is it, the final moment. The decision that will shape everything that comes next. You have walked through fire, broken free from limitations, shattered the doubts that once held you captive. You have proven to yourself again and again that you are ready. But now, the universe asks for one final thing, your commitment. Not just to the journey, not just to the transformation, but to something even greater, the impact you are meant to leave behind. because this was never just about you. It was never just about your personal breakthrough. You were chosen, not just to rise, but to lead, to be the light that others will follow, to be the proof that it is possible to break free, to step into power, to claim the life that was always meant for you. And that means one thing: you must keep going. You must not just take this transformation for yourself, but you must live in a way that allows others to see what is possible. Your journey does not end with your own success. It begins with what you do with it. The world is filled with people who are still trapped, who are still waiting for permission to step into their calling. But you, your very existence, your presence, your truth, will become the sign they are looking for. When they see you walk in your power, when they see you refuse to turn back, when they see you rise and never fall again, they will believe it is possible for them too. This is the final challenge. Will you take what you have gained and use it to change more than just your own life? Every great leader, every visionary, every person who has ever created true change in the world has done so because they understood this truth. They knew that their success was not the finish line. It was the beginning. They knew that their transformation was not just for them. It was for those who would come after them, for those who still needed to see that it could be done. So now, you stand at the threshold of your legacy, and the question remains: what will you do with it? Will you hold back? Will you hide your light, afraid of what others might say? Or will you step forward, fully, completely, unapologetically, and become the force of change you were always meant to be? This is not the end. This is the beginning. You were never meant to live a small life. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to thrive, to lead, to shake the very foundation of the world with your presence. And that starts now. No more waiting, no more doubting. The world is watching, and you are ready. Step into your legacy. Become the person you were, always meant to be, and leave behind something so powerful that generations after you will look back and know this is where everything changed. The time is now. The choice is yours. Step forward and leave your mark on this world forever.